What's up, y'all? Shoebooty Sports coming at you Tuesday night, usual time. NBA playoff action underway. Lots of good stuff going on, lots to get to. This is your host, Graham Powell, co-host Bradley Brown. Say what's up, Brad.
How's it going?
Going well here, as far as the audience goes. Hopefully you all are doing great. But quick shout out to our sponsor, Rhino Races. Shoebooty Sports is presented by Rhino Races. Rhino Races is a virtual race series that offers 5 different races: a 5K, 10K, half marathon, a marathon, and the Rhino Ultra. Sign up for one or all 5 of their races at rhinoraces.com. Run your race at your convenience. Track it with your fitness app. Screenshot your results. Submit those results to rhinoraces.com under the Submit Results section. Once those results are verified by Rhino Races staff, your award will be shipped to you by mail. Also, check out their gear section for t-shirts, wristbands, decals, and more. RhinoRaces.com. Rhino Races is the premier virtual running series. Also, you can find us, Shoebooty Sports, on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, the Wisdom app. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter at Shoebooty Sports. All right, first off, Lakers Warriors. I could watch that could be a 30-game series, and I feel like I'd be interested in every single game.
Yep. It's been pretty
Even
entertaining.
Now there were two just straight up blowout losses there in between. Games two and three were blowouts in completely different directions. Warriors blew the Lakers out in game two, and Lakers responded Friday night by blowing them out. The Warriors, that is. But last night was like game one, very close game. I was on the edge of my seat. I find myself just naturally pulling for the Lakers. Like I'm not going to lose any sleep. Like either way,
Yeah.
'cause I picked the Warriors to win in 6, and are they still? Do they have a shot? We'll get to that in a bit. But I find myself just like I went into it thinking, yeah, I don't have a dog in the fight. I just want to see a great series, and we've essentially seen that. But I find myself naturally just kind of pulling for the Lakers. It just feels like basketball is better when they're competitive. And since they haven't been the last couple of seasons, really since the bubble championship, it's nice to see them back in the mix and looking like a championship team. I
Yeah.
mean, they
Looking
they
like
look
they're
like
supposed to. Yeah.
yeah, they're looking like they could win a championship. But the story was LeBron and AD played great. They played well, both of them, and you got to have that. But it was Lonnie Walker the fourth
The both.
coming through. And I said in the last game, I was like, this guy needs to play more. And I had a tweet about it last night as he like dropped points number as he dropped like his second or third bucket. I had one of those like gee golly gosh like tweets like that you look at the end of the game. Like, well, no kidding. I said Lonnie Walker needs to play more. And you see it in hindsight. It's like, yeah, no kidding, idiot.
Yeah.
But I said that literally like right at after like the second or third bucket because I've seen this guy in games 2 and 3. I was like, this guy can play. The game Friday night, I saw him play. I was like, yeah, this guy needs to play more. I don't know why he's not seeing the floor as much, but he's the example for every bench guy, right? Like
Sure.
just wait for your shot. Nope, not every bench guy is going to do that, of course. But wait for your shot. I mean, that's what they should strive to be. Wait for your shot, and when you get your opportunity, make the most of it. Man, boy, did he! I mean, he was the story. And the tweets after were pretty great too. Like Big Cat on Barstool, like updated like the Lakers top 5, and he and like number 5 was Lonnie Walker the fourth. Kobe wasn't even on the list.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Obviously a parody, but
Yeah.
it was pretty good stuff. But the guy that I had said going into this series, like obviously AD, how they do is going to be determined how based on how Anthony Davis plays. And it's very hit or miss with AD. It's a little bit. I don't think he necessarily loses intensity or motivation or what have you. As he said in a presser, he's like, I took the same shots I did in game 1 or whatever it was when they got blown out. I think it was game 2, and he said I just missed them. You know,
No.
I think it's a little bit of that. I think some of it is he's not as intense, but it could be just because he's tired. I mean, he plays hard when
Mm.
he's out there. He's on. It seems like he's on the floor every other possession. Every other possession, you see big, long Anthony Davis, just tumble down, and it's always a little bit like it's not funny to me when he falls just because of his injury history, but it's
Yeah.
always funnier when tall people fall. It's like in slow motion. There's lots of moving parts going in different directions, or it's not necessarily different directions, but it's just a steady like progression that you just see coming.
Yeah. It's just like last night. I've never seen a slower Euro step in my life. I was like, what? Wait, was that in real speed or what? Did I get a glitch on YouTube? What happened?
Are you talking
But
about
no.
AD?
Yeah.
Well, see, it's just because he's so long. It's not necessarily that it's slow. It's like when Matt Jones, like the old Arkansas quarterback, he ran like a 4.43 740, or four. It was like 4.4 something in college, and it didn't look that fast on TV just because he was 6'6", and can run like that. That long stride makes it look slower than it actually is, and that's similar, a similar comparison in that way. But yeah, how the Lakers do will be determined by how Anthony Davis plays, mostly. But there are going to be moments where other guys have to step up to put them over the top too. Last night it was Lonnie Walker the fourth. In game one, it was D'Angelo Russell. That's kind of D'Angelo Russell really is kind of the X factor to me. Even though he didn't do much last night, but he's a pivotal part of that team. That was a huge get for the Lakers. I mean, that's a former number 2 overall pick. Has he lived up to the hype? No, but I don't know that we expected a whole lot out of him. What you're seeing. I expected him to be better, I guess, than what he ended up being. But you see moments where he's like, yeah, I could see how that was the number 2 pick,
Yeah.
and that's a good guy to have. It's like Andrew Wiggins, right? I mean, he was the number 1 overall pick, and he bounced around. Obviously, got traded as soon as he got to Cleveland for Kevin Love. Didn't do much in Minnesota. Looked like a great athlete, but then you see him with the Warriors, and like, man, with the right pieces, this guy's a really good player. The most athletic guy they have as far as just physical ability. But you see that it's like D'Angelo Russell. You just look at him and you're like, yeah, I can see how that was a high draft pick, 1 or 2 pick. Especially when a lot of those guys don't even pan out ever.
Mhm.
But yeah, Lonnie Walker the fourth coming out of nowhere. D'Angelo Russell played very well in game one. They're going to need more from him in game five. Obviously, a must win for the Warriors. Lakers know what they're going to get. They know that they're going to get just a desperation Warriors team. How do you see game five going? It's got to be
Oh, but
got to be
Warriors are going to
Warriors,
win
right?
that. Yeah. Warriors are going to win it. Probably, I don't know if I guess blowout fashion, but that's usually how they go. But
Well, they
what do
will
I know?
be they will be in San Fran. They'll be in San Francisco. But
Dude, to shut them out in San Fran, that'd be something. But I don't think it's going to happen.
no, I don't think there's any way Warriors lose game 6. If anybody can come back from this, I would say it's the Warriors. I give them like a 40%. I still give them like a 40% chance to win the series. And that sounds kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like percentage wise, where would you put them? Because this is a LeBron led Lakers team with a healthy Anthony Davis.
Considering they're, only a certain few have come back from a 1-3 deficit. I don't know. I give them, I mean, with all that star power, I give them like a little bit lower, like a 33% chance or something.
I like the odd number, the 33.
33.33 repeating,
You're
of
really
course.
calculating it in the back in your head there.
I
I
can't do
respect
much
that.
else, man.
That's a fair percentage, but I still give the Warriors like a 40% chance to win the series just because it's the Warriors. I mean, I'm telling you, they're like the Michael Myers of NBA
Yeah,
great
they're
teams.
tough to put away, man.
I mean,
Tough to put away.
they gotta be. Spoiler alert for the most Halloween ends. But if you haven't seen it by now, then that's a little bit on you. But you got to put those guys like in the garbage. What it was, the metal grinder that they put Mike in at the end. You got to do that to them to make sure they're just done. I mean that until that
Oh, I
final
haven't
nail is
watched it. Thanks, man.
yeah. Well, until that final nail is in the coffin, um, yeah, they're still alive. You really haven't seen it?
The newest one, no.
Yeah. Well, there you go. All right.
Hmm.
Maybe he
Cool.
comes
Don't have to
back.
watch it now. I mean, heck.
Maybe he comes back. It
So
was
did you?
okay. It was one of those movies like you see, like I saw it once and I was like, okay, it went a weird direction. Quick
Yeah,
movie review.
I
And I
remember your
like,
tweet about it.
yeah, like 20 minutes in, I had to pause it and just look at the person I was watching with. Like, are they really going this way? Like, is this really the way they're going with it? And by the end of it, I liked it. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, it was okay, but I wouldn't watch it again. All right, there's my review of Halloween Ends. Okay, back to it. What were you gonna
Sweet.
ask?
I was gonna say, did you see that crazy stat on Steph about closing shots in fourth quarter in OT and the closing seconds? He's like 0 for 12 or 14 or something like that. And clutch shots to take the lead in like the fourth quarter in OT and the closing seconds. It was something weird like that where you add enough stipulations to it, you create a hell of a stat. But
I was just gonna see if you'd say another sentence. That was a long
another
paragraph of
sentence.
asking a question. I was gonna answer. Oh,
It was verbatim what was on the tweet, man.
yeah. It's no, I did not see the stat, but I believe it. I mean, look at the 16 finals. He missed a lot of not a lot, but he missed some big shots. There at the very end of the game.
Yeah,
I still don't. I'm still not going to leave him open, as the Lakers haven't. Doubling him like they did in gosh, was it game one where they just ran out and doubled him, on the final possession? I think it was, and
yeah.
made Jordan Poole
They kicked it out the pool. Yeah,
take the 40-footer or whatever it was. That was smart. I didn't see that stat, but I believe it. Um, A- Anthony Davis, I mean, he played great defensively. You know, being out there on Steph, making it a problem. Steph still just got that trigger, just
yeah.
that quick trigger. He can get over just about anybody. But Anthony Davis is going to make it more difficult. Another guy I want to talk about, Austin Reeves, the kid from Newark, Arkansas. I mean, just playing himself into a nice contract that'll be coming his way at the conclusion of this season.
Yep.
He's gonna get some big offers from other teams, but I would like to see him stay with the Lakers. I mean, he took less money to stay. Like I think he turned down some guaranteed money or a contract to stay with the Lakers, and that turned out to be a good move. And I'd like to see him continue to play with LeBron. I'm sure he thinks that in the back of his mind. Of course, you want to get paid, you want to get your money,
Yeah.
but you also I get to play with LeBron James, a top two greatest player of all time, and I mean, they're in a position. I mean, I don't know I don't know percentage wise where I would put them as far as winning a championship. You still got the winner of Denver and Phoenix,
Yeah.
and Phoenix is back in it. We're gonna watch that one. I am. I know. I'm sure you are too. After this
Yeah. These late
Celtics
night games, man, have been
Sixers
beating me up
game.
during the week. I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
but I can't, especially the Lakers Warriors. Like I was up till 1 o'clock last night. I
Oh
was
yeah.
even watching Inside the NBA. I can't turn them off. I mean, playoff basketball like this has been a really good game, especially right now.
Yeah. We're
And
about
it's
to go
been
through a sports drought, man. We got to soak it up while we can.
That's true, but there's always going to be something. I mean, it
I
seems
mean,
like
yeah.
there's always something around the corner. Like the SEC softball tournaments this week. I'm interested in the Razorbacks just because they're good. SEC baseball as well. Obviously, the Razorbacks are the Razorbacks there with Dave Van Horn. There's always going to be something to look forward to, especially if like the Hog baseball team makes a deep run in the College World Series.
Yep.
Like last year, I kept having. I was like, man, I really need to do this stuff, but the Razorbacks play today, and then they just keep winning and advancing. And I was like, man, I got to do this stuff, but at the same time, this is great. I don't want to miss this. I'll do it later. It's always something like that. It seems like with sports, as soon as you think you're going to get a little break, boom, here's like the next thing. Um, I'd say like the Field of Dreams like game. I don't know. I don't know when that's going to be played.
Who knows?
But it wasn't. It wasn't as good this past year. It was very much a snoozer. The first one though was great. That was excellent 2 years ago. I'm getting way off topic now, but that's okay. Update on the Sixers Celtics game. What's the score?
It's 113-101 Philly. They pretty much cleared out the Garden. So
Yeah, Philly's got this. Philly's going to take a 3-2 series lead back to Philadelphia. And okay, did you see the Nuggets Suns game last game?
you talking about with the flop by the owner, Suns owner?
Yeah, that one there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not see the game.
I didn't watch it. I just seen the highlight.
I heard all about it. I heard all about it before I ever even got to actually see it. And then I looked it up, and yeah, it was a huge flop. It was one of those. I'm in the moment. Crowd's behind me. I want to be. I don't even know if it was so much I want to be a part of this. Probably was a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a flop. Um, I don't know if I'd say what was Jokic's like big rush to go get the ball. If I'm just playing neutral guy, devil's advocate, I'm siding with Jokic. I'm siding with Joker there.
Yeah.
But it was still just weird by the owner, who got nothing, by the way. He had no punishment, which I'm not surprised by that. He's an owner, right?
Yeah.
But Jokic gets like a $25,000 fine, I think it was, and he's not going to miss any time. And the Suns owner did like tweet out, he shouldn't miss any, he shouldn't be suspended. Cough button. So he at least said that. But yeah, it was definitely a flop. I didn't see the game. I am going to watch it tonight. Quick prediction. Where even is it? Is it in Denver? It's got to
Think
be in
so.
Denver, right? Yeah, it's got to be in Denver. Who you got? Nuggets or Suns?
Man,
This
I'm
next
sticking with
game.
the. I don't know. Kind of sticking with the Nuggets. I've already flopped on the Suns. Can't flop back. So
Not necessarily. Its series is tied. I mean, your finals pick is still alive, and
true.
you're
True.
bouncing on them now.
No.
I was gonna say it's a podcast show, Brad. You got to talk.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, I'll stick with the Suns. I mean, why not?
No,
Go
don't
for it.
let me change your minds. It sounds like you're riding with the Nuggets. I think because neither one
For
of us was
tonight.
really.
For tonight, I would
I don't,
go. I would stick with the Nuggets.
okay, I don't think either one of us was very sold on Denver coming into this. I know I wasn't, but seeing them in those first two games, I was like, yeah, these guys can win it all. They can legit win the whole thing. I'll take Denver tonight. I think it's a 7 game series. I think it's a 7 game series though. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. You still don't have Chris Paul. He's going to be out tonight. That's certainly not going to help you. But Devin Booker has been phenomenal this series. Kevin Durant's Kevin Durant. I'll never
So
forget Kevin Durant winning a gold medal in the, I guess it would be 21 Olympic Games, essentially going out there and winning a gold medal by himself. Didn't he had little help, I'll just put it that way, for Team USA. Always have respect for him for that. He's Kevin Durant. In his prime, he was the second best player in the world, and you could argue he was better than LeBron at times. At least
At times.
toward the end of like their kind of prime level. I'd say like in 21, I'd said it on the show, man. Kevin Durant surpassed LeBron. I don't stick by that now. I mean, what I've seen from LeBron James, and I wanted to say this last week. I want to talk about this last week. 38-year-old LeBron. I was going to say, who would you rather have like at 38 years old? Both guys are 38. MJ or LeBron? I'd ask that question, but it almost seems silly now because how could
Yeah,
you
have you
not
seen him?
pick LeBron?
Look at Jordan at 38. Look at LeBron. LeBron
LeBron
all
is
day.
still just the best player on the floor when he has to be or wants to be, and his basketball IQ is just insane. It's off the charts. He's out there directing traffic, directing these young guys, telling them where they need to be down the stretch in a clutch situation, making the right play. Every time he goes to the basket, how many times do we see John Morant or Arkansas Razorback players drive to the bucket and end up just
Flailing and throwing up the ball.
not even that? Like they're trying to go up for a strong finish, but they end up charging right into a defender and get a charge called against them. You When's the last time you've seen a charge called on LeBron? I mean,
It's been a minute.
he knows exactly what to do to get out of to get out at the right time to either dish, cut to the side, pull a spin move. He's figured it out. He has just completely figured the game
And he
out.
gets a tiny bit of leeway because he's LeBron James. So
Maybe sometimes, but
some,
I don't
yeah,
see it that often. I never see, certainly not in this series. I've never seen a play where I've said he got that call because he's LeBron James.
yeah, that's
I
fair.
haven't seen that. I saw that with Jordan a lot, but at the same time, I was pulling for Jordan, so I didn't necessarily see it. I was like, yeah, that was a foul.
Yeah,
But Jordan, he put up with a lot though before he got to that championship level. It's almost like he paid his dues kind of thing. But 38-year-old LeBron is better than any 38-year-old I've ever seen on a basketball court. It's incredible what he's still able to do at age. He's my age.
yeah.
He is my age. I am 2 months older than LeBron. Like that's it. Like I'm 2 months older than LeBron, and yeah, he looks incredible. I don't know how else to say it. Still at 38 years old, and he needs his rest, of course, at times. But Darvin
Yeah.
Ham has been great about sitting him at the right time. Like, hey, I need a little more out of you. What did he have? Like a 10-second rest at one point last night toward the end of the game. Didn't even go
Yeah.
sit down. Didn't even go sit down. Just literally walked over to the bench, stayed up, and then like walked right back to the scores table. And was it Stan Van Gundy that was like, it might have been, I don't, was it Stan? I can't remember if Stan or Jeff. I think it was Stan, but he was like, yeah, I mean, I'm serious. I think that's all he needed. I think he's going to come back completely refreshed. Like it sounded like he was joking, but he's like, no, I think that's all he needed. And I kind of agree. I pretty much agree with that. It's LeBron James. He can recover a lot quicker than the average fella or just athlete, even.
Yeah.
Okay, so we both picking the Lakers in that. As
Oh
far
yeah.
as the series, we obviously got Warriors winning Game 6,
Hmm.
but you got the Lakers. Do you have them winning the next game in LA?
Yes.
Oh, I'll say that too. I'll say
Well, I
Lakers
don't know
close
with
it out.
I mean, this is the first game with 2 days rest. Hell, he might take care of them tomorrow, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't see it
Because that was
happening.
pretty rough, man. The first 4 games every other day. I don't know, man. It's a lot.
Both teams are older, but both teams have their young guys too. Finally, we can say that about the Lakers. They removed LeBron from the general manager role and actually
Yeah.
had Rob Pelinka put a team together that can compete. And what we're seeing is the result, a championship contender. I'll say Lakers close it out in 6. I still think the Warriors have like a 40% chance of winning it. Like I said, the series, just because they're the Warriors, and you gotta pay respect to the champs there. Yeah, I got Warriors winning big tomorrow night, and then LA closing it out in LA. I guess that would be Friday. I think that's right. But Nuggets Suns. I'll take Denver tonight. Are you taking Denver in the series? Are you going to backtrack? Or are you going to stick with your Suns?
No, I'll take Denver this game and the Suns the next two. So
All right, so Phoenix winning in 7. I don't think Phoenix will win the series because I think missing Chris Paul does take them down a little bit. You still got KD and Booker,
was he coming
but
back game 5? Or
I
thought he's
just
coming
know
back tonight.
no, he's out tonight. He is out tonight. I
Ooh,
saw that earlier today.
my
I
God.
think I saw that last night. I think I saw that on Inside the NBA. Uh, they reported he was out
Dang.
for tonight. So not having CP3 is going to make a difference. Plus, Denver could beat them with CP3. So I'm going to say Denver. Gosh, I'll I'll say Denver in 7. I believe I already said that on the show. Maybe I did, but either way, reiterating, Denver in 7. I got Denver winning tonight and then in game 7. Phoenix will squeak by in game 6. But we both agree it was I guess the going back to the owner flop. I guess it was probably, if I'm Adam Silver, that's probably what I would have done. It's hard to say I'm going to. I'm sure he talked to the talked to the owner. Cough button. And it's hard to find an owner, even though what he did was just dumb. If I'm him, I'm not proud of that. I don't look at that video and I'm not I'm embarrassed if that's me. If I'm him in that video.
You
But yeah, I guess that's how I would have handled it too. $25,000 isn't much for the 2-time MVP, and you get to play. Like that's the thing. The only thing that would have hurt them if they would have suspended him for a game, right? And he didn't
yeah.
do anything that warranted a suspension.
Hell, he barely even touched him. But
Yeah, like what like a slight push off.
yeah, it was like
Everybody's
a check just to keep him off, man. Like go
yeah,
into the
people are
crowd, don't be pawing all over players. I mean,
exactly. People were making it out like he threw an elbow or something. Like no, he's just trying to keep people off of him. I get it. Okay,
so how about
Miami.
the Heat?
I was about to spit that out. Miami, the 8 seed, up 3-1, had to play into the 8 seed, beat the
It was depression.
Bucks, up 3-1 on the Knicks. I'm not surprised that they're beating the Knicks.
Got the Bucks head coach fired.
Full on. What do you think about that, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't think he'd fire him, but I guess I don't know everything about it, all of the details.
Well, they were kind of looking. A lot of people wanted him out, even the year they won it. Like on the way there, a lot of people weren't impressed with him as a coach. A lot of people kind of wanted him out then. I say a lot, but there were people that did, you know. And when he won it, it's like when the Bucks won it, it's like, okay, we can't fire him now. And really the only reason, I won't say the only reason, but just getting ousted when they did last year, you didn't have Chris Middleton and you were competitive in that series. But going in as the 1 seed and losing in 5 games to a
Yeah,
play-in team. Now the Heat are a really good 8 seed, but they've been hampered by injuries. No Tyler Hero. There's a chance he could come back. I think for the conference final, which it looks like they're going to get there. Or maybe it was the finals, but I think it was the conference final. But that's a really good 8 seed team, Miami Heat. But still, as the 1 seed, best record in basketball. You lost in 5 games in the opening round to an 8 seed. That's going to bring a lot of heat. No pun intended. Took you a bit. But I really didn't do that. But I don't know. He didn't do anything on the floor that impressed me. Granted, you dealt with some injuries too, not having Giannis for a couple of games, but it's nothing that Miami didn't have to deal with too. You still got Middleton, Holiday. If anything, you shouldn't lose in 5 games to an 8 seed. It's my thoughts on that. And there's, of course, Toronto let Nick Nurse go, and he is a leading candidate for that job. Already in talks there for that. So if I can get rid of him, and I don't even know the Bucks coach name. Like I probably should, right? But we only have a sports show and all.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do anything on the floor that impresses me enough to say that's a top tier coach in the NBA, like an Eric Spoelstra, right? Like Eric Spoelstra is a Hall of Fame coach. He's got 2 rings, got back to the final with a completely different team. Going to get to the conference final this year. And yeah, I'm thinking like, can Miami get to the final? I don't think they can beat Boston or Philly, either one of those teams. But getting to the conference final as an 8 seed, I mean, Eric Spoelstra is a top tier Hall of Fame coach. I mean, he'll be in the Hall of Fame one day. Nothing the Bucks coach did impress me. And if I can get Nick Nurse, if I'm Milwaukee and I can get Nick Nurse, I'm good with that. I'd say that's an upgrade. I keep looking for like the name. Maybe it's going to pop up on like the ESPN app, and there's a whole lot of other names, but I'm like, yeah, those aren't it. Like there's a Wembanyama. I'm sure I butchered that. Not attending NBA draft combine. I was like, oh yeah, I don't know who that is, but that's definitely not the Bucks head coach. Okay, hockey update. Is this
Oh
Dallas and
yeah.
Seattle? Seattle has a hockey team.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
Kraken.
I love the name. It's a great name, the Kraken.
Yeah.
But I kept seeing the S, and I was like, "What is the S?" And I didn't think Seattle. I mean, you don't think of Seattle as like a hockey city, right? I mean, they don't even have the Sonics anymore, which is still a shame to me.
Yeah.
But that is a great hockey team name. What is this? And Seattle leads the series 2-1. Second round Western Conference. And that there are some great hockey names though. Like I can't recall any just off the top of my head, but the little bit I've seen and just hearing the announcer say it, I'm like, yeah, like that's a hockey game. Yeah, take the shot. Maybe we'll come up with some examples next week.
We'll try that, yeah.
Maybe we'll see if we think about it. If we actually like take some notes, for the next show, and rather than just hit record and say, let's go.
Well, don't tell everybody our secret.
I mean, it's kind of obvious, I would think.
Probably.
But this has been a fun show, though. All
Oh
right.
yeah.
Denver and Phoenix underway. Like just started. Denver up 3-0. Okay. There's video of Jokic and the Suns owner, Mat Ishbia, making up after warm-ups. It looks very playful and funny, and I'm sure was
When you give him the ball.
yeah, I think he had the owner has the ball. Like I don't know. I don't want to pull the video up because I don't know what my volume's at, right? But that's good to see. Um. Okay. What other news are we missing, Brad? I'm gonna look up some.
So do you
Okay,
huh?
go
What?
ahead.
It's like, did you see where Russell Westbrook and Pat Bev been texting each other saying if the Lakers win, they better get a ring?
I did not see that. I don't know
Oh man.
why you would
And
give either
dude,
one of those guys a ring.
yeah. But hell, the Lakers confirmed the other day, I think over the weekend, that yeah, if they do, by chance win the championship this year, they will give those two a ring.
That's nothing that's unusual though.
It's not. It's
Like
not.
David Blatt, the coach for the Cavs that got fired pretty early into that 2016 season, he ended up getting a ring. Um, even though he had nothing to do with the playoff run in the finals. That was all Ty Lue and essentially, LeBron and company. But that's nothing unusual. It's still it would I don't know that you like rock that if you're either one of those guys. I'm sure you wouldn't turn it down, right? But
No,
neither one of those
but you're
guys
not
had
gonna
it.
be you're not gonna be bragging about it.
Well, because neither one of them had anything to do with the team's success, especially Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook looked a lot better
He's looked a
across
lot
the.
better.
Now he looked a lot better with the Clippers.
Yeah.
Now, granted, a lot of that had to do with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard weren't on the floor, and just Westbrook had to play well. But Westbrook was better in that system anyway, and it just, but yeah, Westbrook was just a complete disaster for the Lakers. And Pat Bev brought like I guess a grit, to the team, but he didn't bring anything on the floor that was impressive or productive. Look, like you saw him on highlights for him being Pat Bev, his antics, the stuff that's made him newsworthy
Yeah.
over the last several years now. Like that's what his contribution to the Lakers has been or was. It was nothing special or out of the ordinary. So sure, I mean, give him a ring, but I just wouldn't rock it if I were them. Okay, XFL championship. I was thinking it was this past Saturday. Or this past Saturday? It's this Saturday at 7 o'clock on ABC. The 9-1 Defenders. I guess it'd be 10-1 because you're not counting the division championship. I don't know. 9-1 Defenders. They've been the best team all year. They got against the 4-6 Renegades, a 4-6
Yeah.
team in
Watch
the
the Renegades
XFL
win.
championship. That'd be pretty wild. I kind of want to tune in just to see if they can give them a run. But man, that would be funny, right? Like what would essentially be like I guess they would be like 6-6 since you won the division championship game.
Yeah. I wonder what
But
their bonus is for winning the championship.
for that league, it matters.
Oh
For
yeah.
that league, it matters because they didn't make a lot. AJ McCarron, the league MVP, very well deserved. The guy played great. I don't know if he comes back or if he just kind of like, I mean, I proved myself here. I'm going to go get the big money now. I don't know if that's something you do there, but it'd be interesting to see that. All right, quick update on the Rays. 29-8. Only team in pro baseball with single digit losses. Ridiculous run differential of plus 116, 230 runs scored to 114 allowed. So the Rays still doing damage, but we're going to get off of here and go watch this Nugget Suns game. We're out of time. We'll see y'all next week. Same time. Deuces, y'all.
See ya.